Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video we will have a first look at the sar9 pistol from Turkey. That pistol is on the market for quite a while, about 4 years, and they try to improve it and to make it better. So by now you get quite some different variations of it, and since a short while that pistol is actually the official sidearm of the Turkish armed forces. So pretty much everything other than the police there uses the sar9 as soon as they get it. They did already deliver quite a number of those pistols to those forces there, and I'm gonna go in a separate video in a bit more detail in that aspect about the Turkish new military pistol and what led to it and how the situation is there as best as I can see. So in this video we look more a bit what you get from the factory and some technical details. So the item is delivered with a typical box SAR. We have the locking tabs here if you wanna lock it, but it's not gonna hold too much. So it's sure not airline approved or anything like that. As we open it up, we have a nice padding on top, the usual gun lock, the manual. We're gonna have a look at that. Something with law from the ATF. Sticker we get. This is just the price and the number from the gun store, so it was around $250 cash. It has the factory quality control thingy on the trigger guard. We have on the far right cleaning kit, basically a brush and a rod there. The rod is a polymer and has quite some stuff from the casting, from the molding in it. Anyway, usually I use a metal version anyhow. Then we have this tool here that you basically need to disassemble the magazine and to change the back strap and the side straps, the side of the grip. So that's a typical tool that they give you. Here we have the two of total 3 replaceable back straps. Those are marked. This one is the medium that actually came on the gun, the medium set, and you can adjust it to the size that you like. I did go with the small one that did fit it best for me. There we have the side parts, the side panels that you can replace too. Again, 3 pairs. One is on the gun, 2 spares. Then of course the pistol and 2 magazines. The magazines in this case are 17 round and steel magazines, polymer bottom. The follower is in black. They look a bit like Sieg P320, but they are not. The overall shape is pretty similar, but the locking parts are different. So those magazines are proprietary for that sar9. Unfortunately, it's like by the Canik pistols, they use their own style magazines as well. There is outside no marking on the magazine. They should mark it with a SAR and the model so that you know what that is for. You can easily recognize it at that part here at the bottom on that polymer part there. That looks a bit unusual, so you see that that is a sar9 magazine. If you take it apart, inside of the magazine and about that area here is a number stamped in. Prior they bent the magazine around, and but from outside you don't see that. For the disassembly, for cleaning, of course, you need to press that not only in but first forward and then in. It has a double locking system, so it's not like a usual magazine that you simply press it in and the plate slides forward. So you need to push it in one direction and then press it in. Two-way move there. Other than that, it's great made. I don't know exactly who made the magazine, if that is Mekgar too. It looks, from the quality, I would say, like a Mekgar. Maybe the plate was made in Turkey, but anyway, great magazine. One negative of the magazine is that those are rather pricey. You have to spend around $40 for a magazine. Minimum, or 38 minimum. SAR USA has currently a 50% off deal, so maybe from time to time they do that. I had good luck that they helped quite a bit with 50% off, because there are longer magazines as well, and we're gonna have a look at that in a future video. As we quick go through the manual. By the way, it's nice that they put the manual in a Ziploc bag there, so it's protected, so it would not get soiled with oil or something. So we have the different models that it is for here, and this is SAR USA. You find there the manual online too. We're not gonna go through the complete manual. It's quite a good manual, but also it has a lot of safety stuff. So basically that's what I got here, and that is the basic version that the Turkish military got as well. And then it just goes through the different models. There we have an overlook about the basic parts and all that, and the technical data magazine, the basic stuff, the sights and all that. One little detail: by the disassembly of the magazine, that is not correct shown. Here they simply push it in and slide it off. So again, it's a two-way step. You need to slide it to one side and then downwards in. Just saying, that is not shown correct on the manual there. Here we see that tool in use to remove the pin for change the back strap. Really easy and easy to be done. One little detail on the exploded view: we see here the safety, and below it has a flush fit pin. That's gonna be interesting for many of you, because the pistol has a manual safety on both sides, and that was a requirement from the Turkish military. They even have by the pistol that goes to the Turkish police manual safety. So for us in USA, on Glock style weapons, which this one is, we don't like that much manual safeties. So they offer, at least in Turkey, a flush fit pin, a replacement part, so you can take out the little roll pin there, take out the side of the safety, and then wiggle out the safety with the long pin and replace it. And in USA I did not see that for sale, but there is still a possibility. Galloway Precision, we see there the website, they offer that flush fit pin, so that you can take off the manual safety if you want. I did not yet alter that or change that. We're gonna have a separate video on that matter too. I just wanted to be able to go both ways, whatever I select, because the videos on the sar9 pistol are a bit mixed. Many like it, and some really don't like it. And for me it was a test, and so far sample of one. This one here, absolute great. There is only one negative that I have to say, and that is that the trigger guard here is not straight like by other designs, that you can easily mount the typical Olight or other brand weapon light. It's not gonna fit here because that part is angled, that comes too much forward and block part of the rail, so it needs a special or a different solution of a weapon light. It's just that I have quite many of those different Olight variations over the time, and if you need one on a firearm, usually with pretty much anything else, you can simply slap it on and then it's on. On the SAR, it's not going to work that way. You need a specific light that fits the trigger guard. That's pretty much the only negative that I have, and if you only have one gun, that is not that much of a problem. You simply get the light that's gonna fit there and finish, and then that works for you. As I say, the item comes with 2 magazines. Those magazines are, by the way, really easy to fill. They are really smooth inside, even to the last round they are pretty easy to fill. There is no magazine loading help, plastic part or something. They make that, I know that, but I did not see that is for sale on the SAR USA website. Anyway, if you have a Glock loading tool or something like that, that's gonna fit pretty well too for that. Now finally to the pistol. So what we have here is basically a absolute clever mix to save money about patents and stuff of a Glock Gen 3. Actually Gen 3, Gen 4 with a Heckler & Koch VP9, Volkspistole 9. We see the frame is basically patterned after the VP9. We have the same system with the back strap and the removable, replaceable side parts. What we have by the Heckler & Koch, it's less produced here and less cut out there. So the Turkish people that did design that pistol here are really clever. They did fix up most of all of the problems that were around, and they saved the money by making that in Turkey. That's why we get that in USA for that low economical price too. So we see here a bigger cutout, and we have that part here. That is really important because by shooting it helps you keep the gun more in line about the recoil. So the frame, the polymer frame, is based on the Heckler & Koch, as I said, but with some a little bit of different look, and of course the manual safety there that you can replace, as I did show. Then the slide and trigger assembly part is based on the Glock, and they, as we go back to the frame, they did make a clever move to a Walter style disassembly lever. That part has more parts and little parts in it than a Glock disassembly lever, but it's completely enclosed, and that on both sides, so there is no dirt, sand, grime, water, whatever gonna go in that easy. So that is or was quite likely a big point for Turkey, as they have some deserts and rough terrain there as well. So really clever done. Since they still wanted to have a cocking indicator, that the striker is in the cocked position, they put in that red part there, because at the end on the polymer plate. There is no hole. You don't see anything how it is inside. So next to the manual safety, the cocking indicator for sure helps. We have to see maybe the people in Turkey by the military that get that pistol are not that used to modern firearms or have that much of a shooting culture in USA. Hopefully they do, but they for sure made pretty sure that the gun is safe to use and as safe as possible, and especially with the manual safety, there is not much that you can do wrong. So as we see here, the cocking indicator, as we put it in a safe direction and pull the trigger, then we see the usual position of the trigger all the way back, so the red is gone. So you see that the striker inside is not cocked, and the gun is in that kind of position. Then as we go up to the slide, we have a Glock style slide. It's not a Gen 5, so we only have the slide, stop and release on the left side, not on the other side. So that is if you are left-handed, that's maybe a minus for you. And the Glock style slide is pretty much like a Glock. The front side may be actual fit with the Glock version. I did not take that out yet, but it looks absolutely really similar, even the screw inside. The rear side is a completely different affair about the cut there and all that, but it's also secured with a screw in the middle additionally. And the difference between this and the Glock is that we have the extractor pinned in place. So the extractor with its spring and the striker automatic safety is basically contained here. So if you take the air end plate off in a regular fashion like by a Glock, you can only take out the striker and a bit a spring with a dimple that holds that plate in place. So it's easier in that regard that you can't lose an extractor, you can't lose say the tiny spring of the automatic striker safety in it. So I would say for military use that is quite cleverly made too. Of course, none of those parts, be it Heckler & Koch, be it Walther, be it Glock, are compatible. It's the style that they used, but not the actual part. So we have a similar dimensions, but it's not gonna fit with a Glock part. So you can't get, say, a Glock trigger and put that in here. It will not fit. That's how it is, quite likely about the patents as well, but the style is similar there. Another detail, this gun actually has a chassis in it. It's a bit strange. Some version have cutouts on the other side with the serial number. This one has the serial number in the usual way, but the part, the stainless steel part that has the slide rails and all the small parts in it is actually a chassis that comes out of the polymer frame. After you remove the pins and all that, you can take that out. So it's a bit a strange mix. They did go halfway to make the chassis, but not the full way to have a chassis like by the SIG 320 or the Beretta APX. So it's a bit halfway in between, and as you disassemble it, there are videos online how to take it completely apart. Be careful, the chassis is only together in the rear part. The front part wanna split apart, and maybe some trigger parts may fly out if they are under tension. So it's not a completely closed replaceable item there. But anyway, really nice done. This assembly is in the usual way, like by a Glock. Nothing special there. quick wipe a bit the grease off, and then we look at the inside. So we have the typical metal inside insert there with the serial number on the other side. Then we have that chassis part here, that stainless steel chassis part that goes all the way in the front, and the locking block part is in it as a part as well. That's quite likely why this is open and the rear part is together there. So we see that this assembly lever is made in a different fashion than Glock, but we see also the short rails like by a Glock. We have the automatic striker safety on the bar there, and the typical cross section of a Glock there with the disconnector and the extractor here, the ejector here, there, and we have the usual polymer housing there that goes in it. So yeah, you see exactly where that came from. The slide stop release is a bit more massive made. It's quite a part. Also has a more strong spring there, so really nice. So that's how that is. The magazine button works really well too. It has a bit of strange shape and all that, but it works really well. We have here a bit of flaring, so you can rip out the magazine if needed. A nice beaver tail. So all in all, for sure, really nice. And here we see the safety. Now some say the safety is pretty mushy. And on this one, it has quite good detents that give you a positive feel, but it's never as positive like by a Colt 1911 where you have the positions really well. So I'm not sure yet if I take it out permanently or not. Quite likely I'm gonna try it out without the with the flush pin, and then we see. Now for the grip, this grip, I think with all the pistols all over the decades that I do this, fits my hand the best. It's basically like the Heckler & Koch, but with that cut here, with the cut on top, it even feels better in my hand than the Heckler & Koch. Of course that is with different hands then giving you a different feeling. I'm just saying, for me that is absolute amazing how well that fits. As we look at the slide, need to wipe it a bit off. So we have a typical Glock design there. We see the curve for the part that bends over there for the disconnector. We have the striker in the middle. We have the automatic striker